Isaac and alias between the young moon. Isaac and alias. This is good footage anyway, isn't it, for a pop video? A really slow ferry coming into the slipway. It's like I'm in touch with what's happening, haven't I? I've certainly managed to be lucky enough to find a few musicians that I work really well with that can come up with things that I have ideas to contribute to. Lie awake in the dark when the day is over, as I always have. It's almost the past, but not quite the future. So I mean, with Soren, and then obviously Rod and Alan and Idlewild, and then John McCusker and Chris Drever, and it's quite a lot of people I have anyway that I work with. So it's not like I'm putting adverts on news agents, vocalist seeks, guitarist. Not yet anyway.
Mum was really funny last night. She was like, "No, you need to smile."
Alright.
Smile enough.
My mum still says stuff like that. You're not talk enough. People aren't going to like you. When you're writing songs or when you're writing anything or doing it, you just need a lot of time to sit and do nothing and think. That's why a lot of people have a problem with creatives, artists, what you want to call it, because they just think they're kind of layabouts. But there's an element you do just need to sort of do nothing and have a think about what you're going to do. And I prefer doing that in the countryside. I wiped the blood off your face with the snow, and we struggled our way back through the cold, into the dark, into the wild, with little hope left in your eyes, drained by our dreams of a fuller life. We lack determination to walk through the night, and so we boiled our medicine over a fire. And my advice, it was to make something out of what it's worth. Make something out of what it's worth. Make something out of, I make something out of, I make something out of what it's worth. Antobar, where we recorded the record, there was such a sort of community of people, kind of like-minded people, interested in music, that that was obviously, that did influence the record in the way that it has a sort of spirit of creativity, in the way that there's lots of different musicians playing different things on it, and it has a different sound in that way. I kind of decided that the best way to approach it, knowing that we were going to try and use the Arts Centre to its, its sort of potential, in the way that we were going to try and get all the people that were coming through it to work on the record too. I thought the most important thing would be to have the core band to be quite strong and to be quite sort of all the songs have this sort of foundation, if you see what I mean. And I knew that sort of Gregor, Gavin, and Soren together would be kind of a real solid foundation for anything that you were going to put on top of that. In fact, the next 3 months, they all got worked on by whoever was coming through the Arts Centre to play, be it sort of jazz musicians or folk musicians like Phil Cunningham and Aidan O'Rourke from Lau, and then there was Chick Lyle and Rob Hall, who were two like a jazz combo. I think it made a kind of really quite an eclectic record, really, well, certainly for me. There was a couple of times when people came up with really like changed the way that we thought of the song, if you see what I mean. Like they added such, well, they contributed such things to the tune that I would have never thought about adding to it. And in many ways it kind of made us go back to the song and kind of work on it around what they had added to it, if you see what I mean.
The smell of the earth was worn into our hands, and I promise you something.
A purse that a memory
Keeps our credit card. Yeah, it's a great beach to come to for stuff, you know. I come shopping here pretty much. So I get my kettle, my mermaid's purse. It's probably something good to eat. I never approach writing a song as saying like this is going to be what it's going to be about. I just kind of let that evolve. A lot of the songs were kind of more, if they were inspired by anything, it would be a couple of books. Growth of the Soil by Knut Hamsun, who's a Norwegian writer, and another one called Independent People by Halldór Laxness, who's an Icelandic novelist. And these are both kind of farming sagas. You can keep your mouth shut better than I can, accept and obey every law in this land. But when the wind blows your wages right out of your hands, you accept that the wind doesn't blow around love, and gather with others and work like you can, to live like you can. And gather with others and work like you can, to live like you can. In spite of money, position and power, all the important things that I'm told we should be dreaming of. The seasons are fixed with the sun, and like an old stone that can never be thrown, and soon spring will come, just like a distant object of love. And the springtide and neap tide bring a rhythm to the land. With the oil and the saw we can work like we can. What you lack in ability you can gain pretty simply. Ignore the riches of love, and gather with others and work like you can, to live like you can. And gather with others and work like you can, to live like you can. Ted Berrigan, he's an American poet, I think he said, the most creative thing in art is misunderstanding. And I often think about that when I'm writing song words. Gather with others and work like you can, to live like you can. And gather with others and work like you can, to live like you can.
Thank you.
Tiny wee house. This looks like it was maybe more like a store cupboard. Croft with granny flat for sale. It needed refurbishment.
Yeah.
No, was it what they say? We need something done up. Need a renovation.
Yeah, severe renovation.
Need a severe renovation. Imagine showing someone that. Yeah, this is the granny flat we were talking about. We didn't include any photos because we couldn't get it on a nice day.
Nothing to think about, nothing much to see.
Welcome to my home. Oh man, it looks a bit grim, doesn't it? Life and death right there.
That's nearly there.
Yeah. Someone's had a feast. I mean, I'm of that philosophy as well. I was saying that last night, that, you know, like sometimes I think that things happen pretty quickly, but it took you sort of 34 years to get to the point when they could happen quickly. And I think that there's definitely an element of that, I think, with me anyway, not speaking for Soren obviously, because he's his own man. But yeah, I do think that for me it felt like it taken a while to kind of find this group of people, a new group of people to work with in a new place to work, and it just all came so quickly together when I've actually found that space and those people.
And you can't get by, we're moving on, so run along till there's nowhere to go. And you can't keep life from moving on, so run along till there's nowhere to go, nowhere to go. But you keep asking the same questions about the nature of time, but they take far too long to answer. Why don't we just go outside? And you can't keep life from moving on, so roll along till there's nowhere to go. And you can't get by from moving on, so roll along till there's nowhere to go, nowhere to go.
Wanted band, local band.
You might still do that after this.
I think I will next year, after the failure of the new record. No, that's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be positive on the EPK.